So here I am, entering the world, little Carrie Beckwith, all cute. And I went through childhood with some pretty spectacular glasses, I must say. My teenage years were pretty uneventful. I was really into tree climbing as a kid, and as I got older that turned into mountain rescue work. I got involved with the Red Cross and I was on the mountain rescue team, and I used to train every couple of weekends doing rock climbing and abseiling with them. I got into photography and art. At some point I really enjoyed wearing parrots on my head as well, by the looks of things. I'm very happy there with that parrot. I loved musicals and I went to university to do performing arts. I got to dress up a lot. I made a wonderful Dorothy. I made brilliant little boys as well for some reason, being so small and having a bit of a boyish look. I got to wear a lot of wigs and dress up, and I did the normal student stuff. You know, there's me losing the one and only game I lost of Twister in my entire life. I blame Jamie, I think he cheated. Bowling, all the usual things that young people do with their friends, I did. There's Percy, my favourite snowman that I built. He sat on that bench for quite some time. And then I graduated. I graduated with a 2-1. I was 2 marks off a first. Oh, so close. I was so happy. Graduating university was just the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. I'm so proud of myself. And then things started to go a bit downhill. My body started to do strange things. I'd always been bendy. I'd always been able to do strange things like this, and that helped me with my performing arts. But then it got to the point where it became an issue and my body started to fall apart, and I got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which basically means my connective tissue is faulty. My body is literally falling apart. It can't hold itself together anymore, and that's causing a lot of problems. I then, as the condition progressed, I ended up needing a power chair because I could no longer push myself in the little spunky sports chair. And then that got adapted for more specialist seating, and even then, as things progressed more, it just got really uncomfortable. So this is my current power chair. It's got better supportive seating, it's got tilt in space, but even with extra padding, extra blankets, extra cushioning, it's extremely painful to sit in. Power chairs that you get from the NHS, like the ones I have, are extremely tippy as well. Here I am getting stuck. If that wall hadn't been there, I would have been flat on my side. And unless somebody big and strong comes along, I'm not going anywhere. I'm stuck. There's the chair getting fixed because the paving around the town I live in, there's not a lot of drop curbs. So you have to bounce up and down the curbs, and it breaks the chairs a lot. It's also extremely painful. When I'm in a wheelchair, I can't bend down. Here's a duck, wants some bread. He's not going to get any unless I throw it. This is my goddaughter Sky. Oh, she's so beautiful. I love her to bits. But for me to interact with her, she has to sit on my knee. Somebody has to lift her onto my knee and lift her off again. If she gets off my knee and runs off, I can't grab hold of her. So sometimes I sit on the floor with her. But if she runs off, I can't run after her. I can't catch her. I can't spend any time with her on my own because I can't safely look after her. Now this chair, this is the dragon, and this is why I need your help. This chair is going to make such a difference to my life. As you can see, you look at me there, you can't see the chair, you see me. You see me first, and then you happen to see some wheels at the bottom and realise, oh, hang on, she sat in a chair. That's one thing I love about this dragon, about this wheelchair, is the fact that you see the person and not the chair. When you're little like me and you're sat in a power chair, all you see is the chair, and you just see this tiny little person being swallowed up by it. That's really difficult. People treat you differently when they focus on the chair and not on you as a person. The look of the chair, the way the chair is built around the person, and the person is the focus, it's just amazing. It just makes such a difference to how you feel about yourself when you're sat in a wheelchair, and when you meet new people especially. Here I am trying out the dragon, and I'm going to show you something wonderful it does. Now in my chair I can't reach high up because it dislocates my shoulder. I can't stretch that far. So what this chair does is it goes up. There it is, it's gone high, and I reach into my cupboard and I reach in and I pick up a glass. Now I can't do that in my current chairs. I can't do that in any other chair that doesn't have that feature on. I can't reach into my cupboards high up. It means I can't reach things on shelves in shops that are high up. Another good thing that it does is it goes down to the floor. Now that is so important, especially for someone like me. My hips dislocate really easily when I lean forward in my chair to try and reach down. So to be able to get to the floor is an amazing feature. It means I can safely pick things up off the floor that I drop. I don't need to rely on my carers. I don't have to ask people to help me all the time. I can pick things up myself. I can also sit at floor level with my friends when they're sat on the floor, when we're playing games and things like that. It also means that my goddaughter, I can interact with her so much better. She can be running around on the floor and I can be at her height and she can climb onto my knee, and then I can lift the chair up and off we go. And if she wants to get down, I can lower the chair down and she can climb off, and I don't have to worry about not being able to lift it on and off my knee. Also, while the chair is really low like this, it still goes at full speed. It goes at 6 miles an hour. So while my goddaughter and other children in my life are running around, having fun, playing football, playing games, I can be at their level, their height, and run around with them. And to be able to do that, I can't explain how excited I am to be able to do that. There's just no words for how amazing that's going to be. So here we are. Here's the chair in action. Now, when I got to try the chair on this day, all I did for the majority of the time, they were here for about 3 or 4 hours, and I spent the majority of that time just spinning around in circles. When you're in a wheelchair, you can't move fast, you can't spin, and I miss that. I really miss that. Being able to spin quickly and dance, I guess. It's the closest thing to dancing that you can get in a wheelchair, and it feels like that. It feels like that freedom you get when you dance. That's what it feels like. Just the way it moves. It's so intuitive. It doesn't feel like you're in a chair, moving in a chair. It feels like you're moving and there just happens to be a chair next to you. Now, this seat doesn't look like it's anything special. It doesn't look like it's supporting me at all, but it's doing an amazing job at supporting me. You can see the outline of the chair, of the seat, the kind of squareness of the seat, and then those bits inside that are going right up my side and kind of round a bit, they're doing the job of holding me up and supporting me and stopping me from flopping to the side, which I do a lot. But they're doing so in a way that isn't restricting my movement, and I couldn't actually really feel them there, to be honest. I forgot they were there. They're called laterals, and in my current chair they are big bulky things, and my arms don't hang down by my side when they're there. My arms have to kind of lean over them, and that causes a lot of spasms and things. It just doesn't look like it's doing much for me, but that chair, that seating, does more for me than the big bulky things on my current chairs. My posture was so much better. I was in less pain at the end of the day. Amazing. Now this is me doing the floor test. As I said, I can't pick things up. I'd never be able to pick that cup of tea up from the floor in any other chair. I'd have to get out of the chair. But all I do is I go down to the floor, pick it up, press a button and lift myself up. And again, I can just stop at that height. I don't have to go all the way up. I can just stay there. The control as well. It doesn't move like a normal chair. You move and the chair just happens to follow you. That's what it feels like. It's the closest thing to natural movement. It's the closest thing to walking and running and moving on the spot that you can get in a wheelchair. Other wheelchairs feel like you're driving a car. This feels like you're moving and the chair just happens to be there. The freedom of movement it gives you, it takes away all those restrictions that you normally have when you're in a wheelchair. Now here we are going outside to try it. Now I can't open my door very easily when I'm in my wheelchair. I have to lean forward a lot and I have to push down to open it, but because of the low height of this chair that I can get quite low, it was easier to be low down and open the door. And then I get outside. All I do then is just press the button and lift myself up to the height I want to be at, get to the right height, and off I go. Now because it's a front wheel drive, it's a lot smoother, it's a lot more nimble. It also means it does a lot of stuff regular chairs can't do. It goes off-road, it goes along forest walks, over branches, it goes through snow, over ice, it goes on the beach. Things that my chairs just can't do. I wouldn't even dream of doing that. I wouldn't even dream of taking my chairs on the grass. My chairs wouldn't get over that bit of grass there, whereas that chair can get over tree roots and everything. Now this little bump here, I didn't feel that at all. In my other chair, my other power chairs, that would cause joints to dislocate, it would cause my muscles to spasm and lock right up. But I just didn't feel it. One thing I love about this chair as well is the speed. It goes quite fast. And it stops quite fast as well, which is really good. It gives me that little bit of adrenaline junkie that I miss, the things I used to get from rock climbing and abseiling and canoeing and running and all those things I can't do anymore. The speed I can't get because of my disability. I can't get speed anymore, whereas this chair can give me back that speed of movement. And then I am doing some more spinnies because they just feel amazing to be able to move like that when you've not moved like that for so long. Now here I am showing you a bit of speed. This is the fastest speed that my current chairs would go at. As you can see, Dan, this is the guy who makes these chairs. He's a genius. He's amazing. He was just walking there. Now, when I start notching this up to the actual speed this chair goes at, you can see he has to quite quickly start jogging to keep up. So there he is. He's having to pick up his pace, and you miss it. The camera didn't catch it, but he had to actually really run fast to keep up. Again, little curbs like that, normally I would avoid those, and they seem quite small, but they would cause me a lot of pain normally. In that chair I couldn't feel them. And I just glide over that cobbly type of paving, boof, down that curb. Amazing. And up that one, just couldn't feel it at all. Just glided straight over. And that will make such a difference for me, for pain especially, more than anything. Pain is going to be significantly reduced because of this chair. It's going to be so much better for me pain-wise. Now this chair costs £19,000. That's with some other things they're going to add to the chair. They're going to add some arm supports that are basically going to support my arms from the shoulders all the way down to the wrist. So my arms aren't going to be flapping around everywhere, which is going to reduce shoulder and elbow dislocations. It's going to reduce muscle fatigue. I have a lot of problems there, as Dan talking to about the arm supports he can do for me. I have very little strength in my back. I have very little muscle strength or muscle tone in my back because of incorrect treatment that I've received. Caused more damage and actually damaged a lot of my back and a lot of my spine. So that's why I'm so floppy, and the things that Dan's going to do with this chair are going to make such a difference. Now, £19,000 sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but for a power chair it's not. For a chair that can do some of these things, it's a fair price tag for what's involved in making the chairs. There are chairs out there that can do some of the things that this chair can do, but they can't do all of them, and they cost more. The chairs that come closest to this cost a lot more, and they don't have some of the other features that come with this Dragon, and that is the care service and the community that you get with being a Dragon owner. Now, the guy you saw, Dan, and his wife Lou, and their daughter Ruth, who inspired Dan to make the very first chair for her when she was a toddler, they're not about making money, they're about giving movement and independence back to disabled people, and they do that by making these chairs, and they make them as affordable as they possibly can, so they don't make any profit. They're not in this to make money. So when you see that price tag, please don't think that money is going into the pockets of people that are kind of sat there enjoying a high life, because they're not. They're in it purely for helping people like me get some quality of life back. I can't explain enough how much difference this chair is going to make to my life. I have a power chair now and it's too painful to sit in. Even the new chair that I have, that I got recently, it's still very painful to sit in. And it's not going to give me the independence and the quality of life back that I need and that I want. Whereas this chair will, and I really need your help. So please go and visit my website, www.carriesquest.com, pass it around. Just please help me. I really need this chair. I need my life back. And this dragon chair is going to get me that back. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for supporting me. I am so grateful. Thank you.